no, I never did.
Oh, I should have.
Hi everyone, so my name is Dr. Lulu. Hi Dr. Lulu. My government name is Dr. Ume, but I retired that name in July of last year, so now I go by Dr. Lulu. We have our sponsor for the night from River City Credit Union, Michael Robles, Chris also. Chris Robles. Michael Chris Robles. Chris is our host for the evening from River City Credit Union. Please give him a round of applause for that.
Thank you all. Mr. Robles. We have been charging since 1936, 86 years. Credit union up there. We have 4 branches here in San Antonio. We are a full service big deposit checking investments in real estate. And we also do consumer lending, home equity loans, business lending. We got into business about close to 4 years ago. The SBA came in through the COVID. We were only doing consumer at the time, but we still can assist a lot of small businesses. Over about 1,600 businesses. We funded about 35 million in loans. And today we have a few days of enjoy, and drinks, and enjoy.
Thank you. We're going to have, I don't know, 2
Don't
minutes.
make it quick. Yeah. Maybe,
1 minute.
Maybe 60 seconds. Good evening, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. Love this actually. This is a
Different.
It is different.
Because it's Dr. Lulu, yeah.
Most of it. You gotta try the biscuit there. So hopefully y'all were able to order some stuff there. Thank y'all again. Actually, I always give a little bit of update. Kind of interesting. We're still in the high levels, but we're dropping on hospital admissions. Actually, had a little slight uptick in the number of cases, but the deaths have been pretty flat. So that's the big thing. We've, with the therapeutics, the vaccine, this particular Omicron, we've been doing all right. So moving forward, we do plan on having in-person meetings. December is to be determined. We don't have one scheduled, so we're talking about maybe a little Christmas party. There is one more surge anticipated for COVID in January, so we'll see how that goes. But COVID honestly has impacted the membership, but with COVID going away, we've actually started to see our numbers creep up a little bit. All right, so we're very excited about that. Our board is going to meet here afterwards, talk about things, start getting residents back and some of our new graduates out as well. All right. New members, would you like to just say hello real quick? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm from Chicago, just moved here. My name is Romina Giesman, nurse practitioner, and it's a pleasure being here with you.
Any others? All right. Well, I'm going to quit talking. Enjoy your meal.
There is a thing that should give 5 more minutes. So 5 more minutes, please.
Alright, so what you chose? Yeah.
Really?
No way.
No. Well, we like this in Miami.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm like not too jet lagged. Oh my god.
Is that a beer?
Dude, I was
It's
like,
beer.
I'm gonna be using my second drink to get here. My goodness
My
gracious.
second one on a draft beer.
I was like, the draft beer.
House of October. Time of year we got
Oh, yeah.
Oktoberfest.
It's like August.
Well, I mean, we gotta bring it in, bring it in.
All right, let me grab some.
Some chips and stuff over there. Yeah, there's a chair here. It's probably.
Yeah, if we're gonna see, I'd rather my dad come.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what they say. Well, you know what they say. You buy a new
I didn't see it right here.
Beer here is pretty big.
Yeah, you should do this table chair. Huh?
A little bit low, I'm gonna be putting my chin on.
I know, those are a little weird. I don't know, we could go to that table, but it seems far away.
Oh, that'd be great.
And you are.
It's actually actually just got back. It was a lot of fun. It's probably like the same influence, I guess. Yeah, I got it in Tanzania at least, like at a little boutique there.
What's
Yeah.
happening in Tanzania? You own the boutique?
No, I went to a boutique and bought way too many dresses.
Oh, yeah.
They were so no, I just went to travel. Yeah, it was like our first. I went with my mom. It was like our first trip. Oh really? Oh really? That's crazy. No, I went to the mainland. Our main purpose was to go to like Stonetown and Zanzibar because we had read the book about Princess Salome and Zanzibar. I don't know. But anyway, so it was like really cool. But we were like, we should, since we're going over there, we need to go to like the mainland part of Tanzania. And so we went to like Kilimanjaro and like stuff like, we did not climb it. We went to the first base camp. But yeah, it was so, I missed the food so much.
That part.
Oh my gosh. It was just so
You missed
fresh.
the
You know we
food
like
there?
our women.
Yes, it was
Really?
so
What's the
good.
difference? Or what's
It was
the-
just so fresh. Everything was so fresh.
Really?
It's different.
Oh yeah, it's totally different, and like, it's just so, it was so good.
We like our women nice and round.
Yes.
Fufu. Yeah.
You're not from Tanzania, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm from West.
She's from Nigeria. It probably
You know, I tell you, he had $1 million workout. You know, all those MRIs.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been here?
But see,
When did you get back?
so
he had
I
done really well at San Antonio
So did
Christian.
everyone get their homework
And
done?
then,
Who had
and
their
then they
homework?
moved me out to Bernie.
Who turned their homework in? Who's the one who's turning
New
in?
England,
Who's
he's
the one
little,
who's turning this in?
and she's going to put him back in San Antonio. And I told him he should get counseling.
Did anybody bring theirs? Did you bring those with you? No.
You know, I have to do I told him I'm doing a
Thanks to my
follow-up
17-year-old.
email to him. I'll
But he's going
recommend
to
it.
go to San Antonio Christian, and she's going to be driving.
So that's actually good because I did find a PT kind of in that area. So maybe like afterwards, because I mean I can show them core exercises. But someone needs to change his mechanics. That's why I found someone. Okay.
so collect.
That was such a
Both
good
of his parents were
Yeah, you were telling me.
his family in
Yeah,
Austin.
and so then it took like a few days to like try to
He
pack
started opening the same. So then the mother
Okay.
was still doing,
Yeah.
she's still doing golf
and
tournaments.
so
Yeah. I don't know if she's completely professional or whether she does.
well, maybe it would be fun
Well,
to
it's
see
kind of
something
cool because some of the techniques I use
And then the movers
based off
came,
of
and they were
you know, kind of, they seem to get. No, that was such an interesting case.
Very nice. Good for you, man.
I've only been there like
If I had no kids or anything, that would be the way to go.
they're so cool. My apartment. I had like have a river view too, and I looked right
So
at
it beats the
the
med center, right?
I was like,
Well,
I am not.
don't worry, she's gonna make the big bucks.
Oh, I was just like, I am not. Huh?
Hopefully you'll last.
I don't know, Amanda. I'm not gonna say anything.
I was just like, this is gonna be difficult.
I don't know Lindsay very well. I know enough of Lisa. Okay. We'll do a group. We may do a group one.
Okay, that would work. All right. She already sent me some messages. I'm like, ooh, I'm not even.
So when you're not just taking care of the kids, you have to deal with the adults.
Yeah.
You have to deal with
Well, I think another thing too, everybody was like, she be my is not.
Is that already in her mind that way? Like, just like eating.
Like a live jazz that's a for those of you who like here, Kent can tell because I only come when I have a date. So I only come when I have a date, except when it's an Antonio pediatrician, so I'm here. They have very nice jazz. Let's hurry up so we can finish before they start. So the title of the talk is LGBTQ plus basics, 10 things your queer patients wish you knew.
Did you want to speak for me?
So, so the first question is, what are your thoughts about the current anti-LGBTQ, anti-transgender legislation? So think about it and put your answers. Do you have extended family members or colleagues in the queer community? And I do use queer because it's one syllable, right? And I'm a queer person myself, so I promise you, it's okay. Do you provide care for queer patients? Are you a parent or a grandparent? Yes or no? Would you consider yourself a parent ally? We'll talk about that in a minute. So by the way, that hashtag is mine, like I originated that hashtag, so I own it. Yeah, so I like your answer. And then how would you respond if/when, I really think it should be when, but okay, I'll put it there. When that occurs. Please write your response, so please do that. I will support. What health, 3 inequities, I don't know, that was that. Do you think the queer community struggles with 4? She put 4, so she's extra like that. I love it. I just love it. What roles do physicians and other healthcare providers, that's you guys, play to either mitigate or perpetuate the problem? Yeah, your answers are correct. We're going to talk about that in a minute. How comfortable are you to provide a safe space? I'm going to tell you a story about this place in a minute, why I chose this place. What one thing do you struggle with the most? This is so good because that's exactly the slide that says how do you begin the conversation is the answer to that question. And then number 10, what one question do you have for me? Ah, I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, fantastic. So please answer your questions. I mean it because the whole idea was to kind of get your juices flowing. We're going to do the Q&A in a minute, but for now, just to kind of get your juices flowing. So are we ready?
Bro.
Yes? Good. It works in practice. Yes. Okay. So, does anybody want to read that food for thought for us, please? I know you all are eating. All right, so I'm going to read it. I want us to really focus on what that says. When LGBTQ plus person belongs to another marginalized group, such as me, it becomes even more difficult to find accessible, unprejudiced care. True or false? True or false? Yeah?
True.
Oh wow, who's that girl? So who am I? You know, who's this pretty girl and what gives me the audacity to try to teach y'all the 10 things that your queer patients want to know? So the truth is I am, or I was, your queer patient. I was a queer teen. And the story is, I told my dad when I was 16. My dad is Nigerian, he's evil, he's a traditional black man, and he's Catholic. And he was like, and I knew what people would do. Parents tell them something. What did they do? The opposite? No, not in this case. Okay, that's a good one. What did they do? Internalize? What else? Good. What else? Believe them. I believe my dad that it was a phase. Okay? So needless to say, we're going to get to that later on. Right? But I did believe my father. You know, because he's my father. I'm supposed to know everything. Right? Doctor? So, needless to say, my dad wasn't correct. And I struggled with my sexuality because I was a Bible study teacher. I was a member of St. Vincent de Paul. I was a choir. I did everything religious, so I would stop thinking about these negative thoughts that were coming into my head, because as a Catholic, that was a straight stairway to heaven. True or false? Well, false, but as a Catholic, so I did everything. I prayed very, very hard, every day, every night. I cried to God to please unmake me. Unmake me. I don't want to be gay. I don't want to be queer. I want to be straight. I prayed a lot. I guess God was on leave because the prayers were not answered. And then I had my baby. My baby is 24 now. And when the child popped out of my vajayjay, the doctor said, "It's a boy!" And my ex-husband, who is also a very traditional Nigerian Catholic man, was very happy. He was like, "Oh yes, I got my son," right? It's a very typical, I come from, put it that way. So we want to have sons, we want to have masculine sons, not just any son. We want a son that is an alpha male. I don't know, 11 out of 10. And when the baby was about 18 months, I said, I don't know. I don't know, I'm a kid. And I told my mother, and she said, "Oh my God, bring the holy water. Bring the holy water. Like, don't say that again." This is I promise you, my mother. I didn't bring the holy water, but I started watching the kid. And so the sentence that I used the most when my eldest was a child, who can guess the sentence I used the most to scold the child? Who can guess? Stop acting like a girl. And that's the name of my Lord, and get it right together. Titled, "Stop Acting Like a Girl." Throughout their childhood. Don't act like a girl, please. No. I was afraid, like most parents, right? I thought about the worst case scenario, right? And needless to say, it didn't work, right? Because my sister is bisexual, my uncle is gay, like my niece is bisexual. I mean, like, it runs in our family. But I did my best to try to make my son straight. That's what I'm trying to say. I did everything in my power. And when I could, my ex-husband put him into soccer and karate. right, George? And when my kid was 4, I think, no, 18 months, I gave her the little thing, the one that you go dun 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 dun, whatever, that one. And I heard melody. I was like, wait, this is not like just random, no, this was like the same melody. I was like, I called my ex, I was like, oh, this kid, did you hear that? So, against my ex-husband's wishes, I enrolled her in piano. So this kid, cut a long story short, we got a full scholarship to Stanford for music performance because that's us kids, right? So today we tried. Not because we didn't try. My intersectionality is Black, Nigerian, mom. I literally, from my house in the woods, I took off. Because all my prayers were, God, whatever you do, just don't let this kid be trans. Needless to say, I couldn't pray the way either, right? So when I got to the rim, what happened? I looked back and there was fear and shame, anxiety, and all of the stuff that I was running away from. My shadow, right? Where you going? So I happen to be a mom who happens to have a transgender child, and I happen to be this. What do you think I do on a daily basis? I'm at the Capitol, agitated. And I knew you fucked because I can. I'm agitating the fuck out of the government, okay? Because I happen to know that loving your child and supporting your child does not make the cut as a politician for child abuse. In any book. Yes, yesterday, my neighbors could chime in. Yeah. In my neighborhood. So I call the police. 2 black men are running. Police. How are these 2 black men? 2 unidentified black men, what they call them. My neighbors, the same ones that wave at me. Oh, needless to say, I got my guard up for all of y'all. Karens. But I digress. Oh my God. So why am I teaching this class? I'm teaching this class because, sadly, even as a queer person myself, when my kid was graduating from Stanford, they got the award of excellence in the College of Arts. I did that, right? But the announcer kept saying, they this, and then they that, and then they someone. And I said, son, I thought you were the only one getting the award. Who are all these people? And that's the first time I ever heard the phrase non-binary. And the pronouns they, them, theirs. I was like, how? Needless to say, my kid blocked me on all social media. That's it. So I teach the class because, like you, I didn't know what I didn't know. But unlike you, I am actually a member of the queer community. So it's true that you don't know what you don't know. It is true. But once you know better, what do? You do better. Yes, absolutely. So you got that right. So I have been teaching this class. This is my 10th outing with this class. And every time I teach it again because I meet people who, like me, don't know what they don't know. So that's why I teach the class. So, icebreaker. My name is Dr. Lulu, and my pronouns are they, her, hers. That's my pronoun, my official pronoun on LinkedIn. Because I don't just think that, oh, I just talk for a living. Oh, you judge? Hello. So my pronouns are they, her, her. So I'm going to go around with the microphone, and I'm going to ask y'all to share your pronouns? Good. So your name and your pronouns.
My name is Cassie and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Good. Very good.
Hi, my name is Beth. My pronouns are she, her, hers.
What are your pronouns, sir? Yeah. He, him, he. So, but maybe before we go any further, I should put a disclaimer of sorts. So this is a safe space. I chose this restaurant specifically because I came here for an event one time. And on my way out the front door, literally the door slammed and I went back and I said, "Oh, let me move this." So when I saw it, safe place, the sticker, I made a U-turn. I went back inside. I said, I want to meet the owner. And the rest is history. So we're going to talk about safe places. Go ahead, man. What are your pronouns? She, her, hers. Good. We'll take that. Did you say he, him, them?
He, him.
He, him. Okay, we'll take that.
My name is Linda, and it's she, her, hers.
My name's Alicia and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
My name is Hank Wilson, and my pronouns are he, his, him,
Yes.
and this is my daughter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, daughter.
My name is Amanda, and I'm she, her.
I'm he, him, his.
Good. Good.
Rowena, she, her, hers. I'm Jessica, she, her, hers. I'm Alex, she, her, hers.
First, you're going to use pronouns. I actually kind of joke and say my pronoun is pronoun.
I like that. I'll take that.
Said that.
She, her, hers. Teresa, she, her, hers.
Take it. So the she's got it, right?
She, her.
So the good thing is, yeah, she did. Oh. May I borrow this?
I'm Terry, which is she, her, and hers.
So I have a question for all of y'all. If you found this pair of glasses in your neighborhood, if you found this pair of glasses in your neighborhood, what would you say, sir? If you found this pair of glasses, you said, oh, somebody lost
Their glasses.
there. Did you say there?
Yeah.
Okay. If you found this microphone, what would you say, man? I want you to normalize they, them, okay? There. A singular. And I didn't know before 2020. That was to normalize they, them, theirs as singular. The truth is, when you don't know, your default is there. So why the pushback? Why are people pushing back against they, them pronouns? Why is it a joke? It's rhetorical. One second. One second. Give us a second. Why do people feel a need? You want to hold the mic? Maybe it's a really good one. Why do people feel a need to push back? Okay, now you can answer. I do want to answer.
This is a change. We have to actually think.
It's a change. Oh, give her a high five. You know what? You get a car. I love it. It's something new. Yeah, people don't like change. People don't like newness. People push back for newness. But when they say about change, it's the only constant. Who said constant? Yes. The only constant. Change is the only constant. So when your child, not if, but when your child says, Mom, Dad, my pronoun is X, Y, Z, the only reason parents push back because we can control our children. Or at least we think we can. until we can't. So I wanted to just put that out there. Thank you all so much for playing. So just a brief overview. We're going to go very fast. We're going to talk about health disparities. That's actually why we're here. Health disparities that affect the queer community. Somebody has to. We're going to look at some numbers, cultural competencies for physicians. What do they really want you to know? How do you start the conversation? And some information from San Antonio Metro Health District. And of course, what's the class without calls to action, right? So, this talk is really about allyship. I don't know if anybody wants to take a chance to define the word ally or allyship. When you hear the word ally, when you hear the word ally or allyship, I need y'all to hold your mic. Hold your mic. Yeah. When you hear the word ally or allyship,
Friend.
friend, good, good.
Supporter.
Supporter, good.
Partner.
Advocate, good.
Partner.
Partner in crime, yes, I like that. So friend, advocate, partner in crime. I define an ally as someone who fights with you when you're there and fights for you when you're not there. Enough of us do not fight for. We might fight because you can see me and say you to right there. But how many of you are true allies when the person is not there? Why would you not? That's why we have so much concentration with all of the hate. Because the allies in the room are quiet. Most queer folk will not reveal their identity because of the clear danger that awaits them when they don't. However, the opposite is the tough. People think, oh no, a transgender child in the bathroom is there to attack you. But what happens in truth? Who gets attacked in the bathroom? Thank you. But that's the rhetoric out there, is that they're the enemies, they're the pedophiles, they're here to get you. Really? So I need you as physicians to speak up for your patients, because that's what we took our oath for. So let me remind you, the 4 core principles of medical ethics. Autonomy. If I say my name is, what do you call me, sir? If I say my name is Chicken Soup, what do you call me, sir? Thank you. I need us to remember. I know you do. I know you didn't hear me, but and I want us to remember that. If the patient says you don't have a right to say that, you do. Beneficence. Who knows? I don't care what the laws say. You did not come into medicine to not do good. You came into medicine to do good. So remember that. Fairness in practice. Do you know that there was a study that was done last year into emergency room physicians? 6% of them said anything. Queer folks deserve equality of care. 6%! That's a lot of doctors. But they did. And you know the funny thing, they will find a lawyer or, I don't know, a statesman, congressman, who will believe them and make it a law. Non-maleficence. First, and of course I added, and always, do no harm. Most people think about do no harm a lot. We think about that a lot. But these are the ones that exist too. So don't forget that. I love this flyer. I stole this from the San Antonio Metro Health. When the child says, I'm okay, but really, the child says, I'm not okay. So as physicians, you have to have your eyes wide open, your ears wide open, for verbal and non-verbal. Because a lot of times you are the child's last frontier. Like, they're not going to tell you my mom is abusive, but they'll give you every single sign if you just pay attention, which is why I don't like the 10-minute thing, right? Because by the time 10 minutes, the child hasn't said anything to you, and they might be going back to the place where We're going to be DOA next week. Look at that. 72%. So about 75% of these people struggle with GAD. That number has changed to 47% now in the past year. It went up after the COVID to 47%. And more than half of them were my kiddos, were gender non-conforming kids. 75% reported discrimination at least once in their life. You know the problem with these numbers? Y'all believe these numbers? Who believes these numbers? You believe the numbers? Who doesn't believe these numbers? Thank you. The truth is, these are those who raise their hands. Did you get men? Sorry, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you see them? Oh. So the truth is, these numbers are only those who raise their hands. I wasn't part of that survey. Still. And so what are health? I'm only going to define yellow, okay? So according to the CDC, it's preventable differences experienced by disadvantaged people. That's it. That's all you need to know. So it's not a health disparity you give at the community, okay? That's not a disparity because it's not social disadvantage. This is what we're doing inside, okay? So it's disadvantaged population. That's the definition. So what are health disparities? Who wants to take a chance and name some disparities for me? Oh, sorry, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, well, does anything surprise you on that list? Oh, yeah. Cardiovascular, right? Who can guess why cardiovascular is on there? I was actually more surprised about gender dysphoria as a disparity because I didn't get it. But who can guess why cardiovascular diseases are on there? Who wants the mic? Who can guess?
Who's the cardiologist?
Who's a Pete's cardiologist?
Stress.
Huh?
Stress.
Yes! ACEs! Adverse childhood experiences. Inflammation. Constant on flight or fright. Non-stop. Because the enemy is at home. Always. Probably on the mental health challenges.
Yeah, mental health.
Okay, but just one like up there. But yeah, thank you all so much for noting that stress is why CVS is on there. And that's why but why the queer community though? Why them? Remember I use queer because queer is an acceptable term for the community. So you can. So who knows why internalized homophobia will be a list of a reason for health disparities? Ask the mic. Ask the mic. Why will internalized homophobia be the cause and the reason for health disparity? Internalized homophobia.
Is it like a causing the anxiety or like how?
Well, are you answering the question?
Sure.
Okay. So the truth is, when I was growing up, I struggled with homophobia. When I became a parent, when my child said at 12, I struggled with it. Because most people don't know this, but most intense, very intense homophobia. That's what they're struggling with. So does that help now? So a doctor who is an intense homophobe is most likely in the closet. Most likely in the closet. If you've ever met someone who for no reason I just hate you because you're gay, that's because I see live la vida loca, and I'm not. So a lot of people who struggle with internalized homophobia, they're not going to go to the doctor and talk about really what's going on. And so, yeah, we're going to misdiagnose them a lot because they're never going to say with their mouths. I mean, like, how many black men do you know, except RuPaul, who's out there, that will open their mouth and say, I'm gay? Black men struggle with that so much because of hypermasculinity, religious trauma, and all kinds of socialized lies, right, about the community. You should be a man, like my husband. My ex-husband said that about the child. You have to be a man all the way from man. Talkmasculinity.com. So dangerous. The rest makes sense. It's easy to understand. But that's the first aspect. And let's get some numbers. So 7.1% of adult Americans are queer. That number in 2012 was 3.5, in 2015 was 5.6. So did we have new adults being born? What happened? What's happened?
Coming out.
What's happening? What do you think is happening? Why are the numbers going up?
They're coming out.
Well, yeah, more accepting, but also why? What else? That's true. But what else?
They're admitting it to themselves.
They're done pretending. I am done pretending. Texas is not accepting. Let's just come out and call it victim. Okay, Texas, for all intents and purposes, is not acceptable. You don't see me hiding. That's fear. And what's fear defined as false evidence that appears real? I'm not going to be afraid of you because of your hate. I'll be all up in your face because maybe you're one of us. Anyways, I digress. But 7.1% of adult Americans, I don't know what that number is here, 7.1%. 7 out of 10? 1 out of 7? 1.7 out of 100. Out of 100, thank you. 10% of your patients are LGBT. So you see 20 patients, 2 of them are queer. The best way to find said patient is what? How would you know? If they didn't tell you that they're queer, well, how would you know? Would you know? Some are very overtly, maybe effeminate or overtly butch, but if they didn't say anything to you, would you know I was queer if you saw me and just walking up the street? And in my business?
No.
Yeah. So because you don't know what they should do. Thank you. Well, you got it. Stop making assumptions and treat everybody the same. What was that? Maleficence or whatever? I don't know. The justice one. That one. Whichever one is justice. Equality for all, right? Because you can't tell with some people. You can tell with my kiddo because she was a very, very effeminate boy. But you can't tell with me if I don't tell you. And because I'm proudly bisexual, I can go under the radar forever as a straight woman. If I am in a relationship with the opposite gender. And so in America, that number, that 7.1, 57% of them are actually bisexual. 57, over half of them. And that's only those who raise their hands. And so I like Lizzo. Who knows Lizzo? What's Lizzo's song? What's it called? What's her song called? Everybody's gay. That's what she said. Her song says, everybody's gay. We've all got some feminine and some masculine, whether you like it or not. That's not up to me. That's up to God. Right? But I need you to remember that 3.3% as pediatricians, that's a lot of patients. That's a lot of patients. And if their mom comes to see you, and you don't say, my name is Dr. Cook and my pronouns, or you do say, my name is Dr. Cook and my pronouns are she, her, hers, the child's mother would never forget you said that. What she's going to do is tell everybody, y'all, Dr. Cook is a safe doctor. Why? Just go to her. So really, truly, it affects your bottom line. Because I know doctors, they're all about their money. Nobody should work for free. But it does affect your bottom line if you have a little sticker somewhere on your laptop, somewhere on your door. And I brought a bunch of these for y'all. So everybody goes home with a bunch of these today. If you want to, declare yourself a citizen, because it's a free country. But if the mother sees that on your door, or somewhere, like I brought my little veteran bear back there, I put that in my house. Even though my house is an Airbnb, I put that because I want people that come to my house to say, okay, all right, my sister is, whenever she's coming to San Antonio, I'll tell her, yes, something like that. I am a safe place. So 21% are Gen Zers. Here's the problem with Gen Z. Who's a Gen Z here? No, you? Oh, really? Okay. No Gen Z is here? All right.
Wait, when
Maybe
is
the
Gen
next
Z?
Gen Z is
97 to 2003.
Okay.
But they
After
were,
millennials.
yes, they were born in 1997. That's my kid is a Gen
Yeah,
Z.
they're after.
Or the millennials. Who are the millennials here? I'm like, I'll be honest.
I'm a millennial.
So 10.5% of US adults are millennials. I mean, 10.5% of the millennials, 11% millennials are here. Here's the problem with that. They work with youth. How many millennials are here?
I'm a millennial.
They are your co-workers. 1 in 10 of them. 10 in 100, whatever, that number. Yeah, 1 in 10 of them. And that's only those who raise their hands. If you don't remember anything today, remember only those who raise their hands get counted. It doesn't mean that those are the only ones who are. Okay? Millennials, they're everywhere. I think y'all are so cool, by the way. Y'all are so accepted. Y'all are so accepted. Yes. So accepted. But nobody beat the Gen Z. They are like hardcore. But look at that. So who are the Gen X's? Who's Gen X here? That's us. Me. I'm 53. Who are our Gen X's? Oh, okay. So who of us are honest?
You're a baby boomer.
Honest. Who are the baby boomers up in here?
Dad, you are. You're a baby
From
boomer.
where? From,
You're a baby boomer.
Boomer.
You're a boomer.
as I was born in 1947.
Yeah, you're a boomer. It was after the war.
Oh, after the war.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a baby boom.
It doesn't say, it just says their percentage. They're relatively younger, but I don't know the number. Anyway, I'm doing very well to remember that. So, but this is what we found. This is a something questionnaire? What's the word? Yeah, that one. So they asked us a whole bunch of doctors, like 40,000 or more of them, to just self-assess. They all came up with. They were all starting in the 70s. Really good. Do y'all believe those numbers? And yet we have inequity? So I know they tell us that numbers don't lie, right? Until they start lying. But when they did an overall accuracy of the truth, it was but really what they were looking at. So by show of hands, how many people feel confident enough to see a queer patient in their office right now? Let's be honest. Pretty much anyone. So that's what the
Listen, you
whether
did it.
whether it's referral. Well, it matters because if I come for strep throat and you miss pronoun, I'm not coming back. Even if I feel bad with strep, that's why it matters. So it's not about you're coming for gender assignment surgery. No, you're coming for a hair follicle that's off. And I told you the last time that my pronouns were Z, Z, them, or it. Right? And I came back and you still address me as she, her. That's the thing. So it really does affect your bottom line because word of mouth is how I grew my pediatric practice from 1 patient to 6,000 in South Carolina. That was purely word of mouth. It can do and undo you. We don't want that in today's world anyway. So it does make a difference. I love that you mentioned very, very good. So look at the providers. I know y'all don't like being called providers, but it is what it is. So they said that the limited research shows significant healthcare disparities, but not San Antonio, right? Y'all are not in this group of physicians that were providers that were you all there? How Have you ever done that, Dr. Luther? Have you done that? We don't, let's be honest. But that singular act of my name is Dr. Lulu and my pronouns are she, her, hers, the most important thing you can ever do for your patients is just use your pronouns because it tells me she knows what time it is. And then I can share or I cannot share. But at least I know that you know. So it's very important. This one, both fellows and faculty use discriminatory comments. We're not in San Antonio, right? 2.5% of them were uncomfortable with other physicians who are queer. What is being queer? Is it catchy? Can you catch it? If you hang out with me long enough, will you become gay, sir? And yet enough parents think so. Enough parents believe in their heart that John is only became gay after he started hanging out with Susan. Who has ever heard that before? No one has ever heard, thank you. He was not gay when he was at home. When he went to Stanford, he became gay. He became gay. It's Stanford's fault. It's the social media. Or if you're divorced, it's the other parent. Like, my ex, I make the kid gay. I'll get 2 kids. But I think going to be gay. I'm the first one. You want to mind like me? It's the other way around. I like that because I say to them, to the parents, I say, well, this is great because let's have your kid hang out only with heterosexuals so that they can now become heterosexual. If really, truly hanging out with gays make you, I mean, that is just like, sounds like Greg's habit. No. So this is true, and I left medical school in 91. Has changed yet? I'm teaching. Who are the most recent graduates of it? I don't know. I just think so young.
I haven't graduated.
Okay, well, we will be. Oh, hey, high five, girl. Are they teaching you that? Are you in medical school? Yes. Are they teaching you about LGBT stuff? Yeah. So this is correct, right? And this is so true. Unfortunately, your kids, your patients, your clients are way ahead of what they're teaching you in school. Here's the problem with this. Is it this slide? No, it's not. Okay, that's another slide. We'll talk about that then. One out of 3 schools provided no education. I think it's 3 out of 3 schools, but what do I know?
University of Maryland taught it 5 years ago.
Say that again?
University of Maryland taught it 5 years ago.
Good, because is that the Charles Drew Medical School? Is that the one? Oh, I don't know. Oh, in LA, thank you. Well, anyway, this one was in 2021. This school was apparently like the most LGBT teaching school. It was a nursing school, though, which was really cool. But they're beginning to implement. And I think I saw in the news last week that one of the schools here started doing that, implementing that in the news. Was it? Did I see it correctly? Did anybody else see that? I was so excited. One of the schools in San Antonio started implementing LGBTQ, which I thought was, teaching, which I thought was really cool. So it's gonna come, but the kids are so ahead of us. This is the one I was talking about. In the model of emergency medicine practice, why am I worried about that sentence? Why am I most worried about that first? Currently, LGBT health education is not included in the curriculum for emergency medicine. Why am I most worried about emergency medicine? Who wants to take a stab at it? Where is your patient most likely to go de la noche?
So they're going to miss medical trauma.
Yes, because they're not coming to you because that's why we're here. They're health inequities because they don't want to come to you. They are mispronounced at your workplace, they are judged, and we're going to see all that in a minute. So they go to the ER because it really, really, really hurts to pee. It really hurts to pee. But then you don't know to ask them or whatever it is that they ask in the ER. So the ER doctor is most likely missing because they don't even know. Now, I don't know if that has changed. I'm just saying, we have somebody in school who says she's not getting it. So I don't know. It's not Dr. Lulu, okay? And when you leave school, which is us, the rest of us, not you, Mama, you are less likely. You are less like. That's why I'm giving the talk. One of us, I am you and you are me. Because you are even less likely. Studies done by NIH.gov, look it up. You're even less likely to know what you don't know. If your kid doesn't tell you, because I don't use the word come out. But anyway, I think y'all get this, right? Okay, very good. So, let's see, what about the queer patients? Because this is not just physicians. I have a transgender child. Dude, you gotta go get your dentist checkup. And I can't. Do I have to? Yes, your teeth hurts. Can I just have someone? No, you cannot have someone want you. You know what I mean? They are so afraid of you. Pronouns and just judged. It's really painful to watch. This is me, the child's mother. So, what's the role of the queer person in their own society? 1 in 10 of them refuse. That's my killer. I'm not going. And so they get misdiagnosed, they get sicker, and the rest is history, right? And then they come to the ER at 2 a.m. when they're really, really sick, and the ER doctor misses it. And then you ask me why the suicide rate is 47%. 3 out of 10. The doctor would not see them. Are you kidding me? What about that oath of shame? But there are states in America now who have made it legal that you don't have to see the patient if you don't want to. Doctor, are you kidding me? You should work at the car dealership. And so what happened? I'm not going. Nobody wants to be bothered. This is the thing. Nobody ever wants to be bothered. So what are the 10 things your patients want you to do? Because that's what we're here for. Right? I didn't forget. So, who knows the definition? Like if you get all this right, I'll have Sam get you a beer. Who knows what all of the letters mean? Come on, not the millennials. Oh, maybe you don't. Okay. Take a step at it. You get a free beer on the house. That's Chris. What did I do when I started? This talk is about. Yes! Yes! The full acronym is 2A. The full acronym has 2 A's in it. If I don't know it, y'all better call Ghostbusters. What is the P? You got that. Who is the passage? What's 2S? You know that. Yes. Two-spirit. Good. You didn't tell me about two-spirit. Indigenous, yes! From Hawaii and others, yes. Good job, y'all. Pansexual. So, the bisexuals and the pansexuals get a lot of hate. Why y'all gonna love everybody? I don't know. I'm not pan. But that's good. So, when is it too young? When is too young? What age is too young, Tanzanian? What age is too young to be gay? Hey.
Oh, I don't
Take
think
a
there
stab
is.
at it.
I don't think there is a too young.
I don't know, is there?
It's in your genetics. It's
So
who
what's
you
the
are.
answer to the question, Mama?
I mean, 0. I mean, there is no there.
Put
Yeah.
the mic in your mouth and say it.
There is no too young. Yeah, it is who you are.
But you know, B is a good question. So, good question. I mean, you don't have to ask me what you don't know. So, bisexual is someone like me who is sexually attracted. That's a side of it. But bi, yeah, it's actually coming up. Straight cisgender. He is pan. So they have a sexual attraction or non-binary. I am not. Or other genders. So it's always, remember, good try, always other genders. So every single day, new genders are coming up. Because we're looking, like I said, when you buy a new car, once you get on the street, what do you see?